Chosen one, God's countdown has already begun, and every second is charged with a purpose that cannot be reversed. You are standing inside a window of divine intensity, a rare alignment where heaven is leaning close, listening for your move, ready to respond with acceleration. This is not just another day. This is your 24 hours of power. Every action you take, every decision you make in this moment, carries multiplied weight. The atmosphere is vibrating with an urgency you can feel in your bones, a spiritual pressure that tells you something monumental is shifting right now. You are not waiting for change. You are living inside the hours where change is being birthed. Chosen one, watch this video all the way until the very end. Then, go into the comments and release your warmest, deepest wishes into words, and write 144 beside them. As you do this, you're not just typing. You are sending a signal into the universe, joining your energy with a wave that heaven is already riding. Those wishes will not just hang in the air. They will activate, move, and return to you multiplied. Because this is a day where words are heavy, and every seed you plant is instantly charged with life. Now, chosen one, show your light by liking this video and subscribe to the channel, and let's step into this together. You must understand that these 24 hours are not random. They have been marked in the unseen long before you could even anticipate them. Your past obedience has written this moment into existence, and now heaven is calling you to step into it fully. This is when doors that refuse to move for years can suddenly swing open. This is when conversations that felt impossible are answered with one unexpected message. This is when financial flow that seemed locked is suddenly released without resistance. You are not just moving through a day. The day itself is moving for you, carrying you toward divine intersections that can only be reached when the countdown reaches 0. It will be tempting to think you have more time. It will be easy to say, "I'll start tomorrow, I'll prepare later, I'll think about it." But this is not a season of delay. It's a season of decisive obedience. Every delay in this hour is a delay that costs momentum. You are in a space where time itself has been compressed, where what would take months in the natural can take hours in the supernatural. Your clarity will come faster, your confirmations will arrive without confusion, and your energy will be pulled toward exactly where you're meant to be. This is also the moment when the distractions will try their loudest to pull you away. They will come disguised as urgent tasks, unexpected voices, or sudden doubt. But you must hold your position. The enemy knows he cannot stop the countdown, but if he can lure you into wasting it, he doesn't have to. Guard your focus like a treasure chest in these hours, because the gold is in your awareness. And once you lose that, you risk losing the access you've been given. These 24 hours are about alignment. Alignment in thought, in speech, in movement. Every choice you make should point toward the vision you know God has whispered to you. There will be no time to second-guess what you already know is right. There will be no luxury of overthinking. This is about moving as if the next step has already been confirmed. Because in the unseen, it has. The countdown isn't slowing, it's accelerating, and you can feel it pressing on your spirit like a quiet but unshakable demand. In this stretch, God is fine-tuning your awareness so you can catch the smallest signs, the briefest windows, the moments that would be invisible to someone moving without spiritual sensitivity. These hours are not about doing everything. They are about doing the right things. Precision over volume. Obedience over busyness. You may notice that certain people begin to reach out unexpectedly. Opportunities that were previously cold suddenly reignite. or answers you prayed for months ago finally surface. None of this is coincidence. This is the rhythm of divine orchestration, where unseen hands are arranging the stage so that when you step forward, everything you need is already in position. But you must also remember, with such concentrated blessing comes equally concentrated opposition. Not every open door in this hour is meant for you. Some are decoys meant to drain your focus or pull you into something that will waste your momentum. This is why discernment is your shield in these 24 hours. Just because something is urgent doesn't mean it's important. And just because it's offered doesn't mean it's aligned. The atmosphere will feel charged, almost electric. You might wake up with an unusual burst of energy or clarity. Your conversations might carry an unexpected weight, as if people can sense something in you that they can't name. This is because your spirit is radiating at a frequency tuned to divine timing, and people who aren't even consciously aware of it will respond to it. The key here is restraint. In a window this short and this powerful, your words can either build bridges or burn them. Your reactions can either multiply your momentum or fracture it. This is why God says to hold your position, even in the face of provocation, even when you feel the urge to defend yourself, even when opportunities arise that seem tempting but don't sit right in your spirit. The temptation to overshare in this hour will be strong. When the breakthroughs begin to show signs, you will want to announce them. But wisdom says, let the roots grow deep before the fruit becomes visible. If you reveal too soon, you give the wrong voices a chance to interfere. If you move too fast, without letting the foundation settle, you risk losing what you were just given. In these 24 hours of power, you are not just moving towards something, you are becoming something. The version of you that will exit this window will not be the same one who entered it. There will be a sharpening, a refinement, a new edge to your purpose. And that change will not just be inward, it will be visible, tangible, impossible to ignore. These 24 hours are a spiritual acceleration unlike any other. Time compressed, opportunities magnified, and clarity sharpened to a fine point. In such a concentrated window, even the smallest actions carry enormous weight. What you choose to do, and what you choose not to do, will ripple far beyond this day. This is why God is urging you to move with both confidence and caution. Confidence, because you have been prepared for this exact moment, trained in hidden seasons to respond without hesitation when the call comes. Caution, because the enemy knows the value of this window too, and will attempt to introduce chaos, distraction, or emotional triggers to pull you off course. You cannot afford to give your focus away. Your mind must become like a laser in these hours. No wandering, no entertaining unnecessary debates, no lingering on decisions that should be clear. You will know when something is aligned because it will carry peace, even if it stretches you. And you will know when something is wrong because it will feel like it pulls you into mental or spiritual fog. Pay attention to divine nudges. They may not come as booming instructions, but as subtle impressions, small shifts in your awareness that say, "This is the way. Walk in it." Sometimes the miracle in this hour is not the thunder, but the whisper. And if you rush, you risk missing it. People may misunderstand your quietness in this time. They may think you are disengaged or distant. In truth, you are drawing in all your energy, all your discernment, all your readiness for the exact moment to act. The wise builder doesn't hammer when the foundation is being poured. They wait until the ground is set before they raise the walls. You will also notice that divine alignment in these hours often comes in threes. 3 confirmations, 3 open doors, 3 critical conversations. These are not random. They are the markers that you are on the path. Watch for them, and when they appear, don't hesitate. The difference between leaving this window with a testimony or with regret will come down to one thing: your ability to move at the precise moment God signals. Delay will cost you. Overthinking will cost you. But obedience in the moment will multiply you. In these 24 hours, time will feel different. Not slower, but denser. Like every minute carries the weight of an entire day. This is why distractions are more dangerous than usual. They don't just waste time, they dilute destiny. You must treat each moment as sacred real estate, not to be sold cheaply to worry, idle chatter, or fear. Opportunities may appear suddenly, and they may not look like what you imagined. They might come disguised as small requests, unexpected meetings, or even disruptions to your schedule. Don't dismiss them without listening for that inner confirmation. Sometimes the door to your next level is disguised as a detour. You'll notice a heightened sensitivity to timing during this period. Something inside you will know now or not now with unusual clarity. Trust that inner witness, because hesitation at the wrong moment can cause the wave to pass, and rushing ahead can cause you to miss the full measure of blessing. The countdown is not just about speed, it's about precision. Imagine an archer. They don't release the arrow the instant they spot the target. They align, they breathe, they steady, and then, in one fluid motion, they release. Your actions in these 24 hours must carry that same intentionality. You may also sense that heaven has rearranged certain people and circumstances in your favor, even without your direct involvement. Conversations will happen that pave the way. Minds will shift. Hearts will soften. Barriers will weaken. It's as though unseen hands are sweeping the path just before you take a step forward. And remember, the power in this window is not in doing everything, but in doing the right thing at the right time. Too much movement will scatter your focus. Too little will cause you to miss alignment. The balance will come from staying tuned in to divine rhythm, moving only when the signal is clear. If you hold to that rhythm, you will not simply experience a good day. You will experience a defining day, one that will be referenced in your future as the turning point where everything began to accelerate. This is where the weight of the countdown becomes even more evident, because as the hours pass, the atmosphere will start to shift around you. Some people will grow strangely quiet, some opportunities will suddenly speed up, and some doors will close so quickly it will shock you. This is not chaos. It's divine filtration. In these 24 hours, not everyone will be meant to stand beside you. Certain voices will naturally fade from your space because their frequency no longer matches the acceleration you're stepping into. You won't have to force this separation. The energy itself will make it happen. The truth is, power moves require a lighter load, and heaven knows exactly who and what needs to be removed before your step forward becomes a leap. You'll also notice that certain tasks you've been postponing will suddenly feel urgent, and that's because they are. What you tie up now will become the launch pad for the days that follow. Even the smallest completions, the little loose ends you secure, will add momentum to what's coming. But don't mistake urgency for panic. These hours are not about rushing, they're about refining. The clearer your focus, the cleaner your execution. Your vision in this window should be laser sharp, cutting away distractions and carving a direct path to what matters most. Understand that in this compressed time, the resistance might spike. Delays, miscommunications, or sudden doubts could appear as if out of nowhere. But they're not here to stop you. They're here to test if you've truly decided to walk in the authority you've been given. Pass that test, and the road ahead will open with a swiftness that feels supernatural. By the time this window closes, you'll look back and realize that the pace wasn't meant to exhaust you. It was meant to break you free from hesitation forever. These final hours of the countdown will not feel like the ones before. The air will be thick with possibility, and your senses will be heightened in ways you can't fully explain. Patterns will start to emerge, the right people calling at the right time, the right message dropping into your inbox, the sudden urge to move on something you've been delaying. These are not random. They are the last alignments before ignition. It's here that discipline matters most. The temptation to overthink, to seek unnecessary validation, or to compare your timing to someone else's will try to creep in. Don't give it room. You're not in competition with anyone. You're in sync with a divine clock that doesn't run late. Every second in this stretch is heavy with purpose, and the wrong distraction could cost you precision. You might also notice a sudden awareness of your own power, not in arrogance, but in clarity. The kind where you walk into a room and feel the shift before you even speak. Where your decisions carry weight, not because they're loud, but because they're final. That's the energy of someone who understands they are on the brink of something irreversible. In these hours, preparation and execution are the same thing. You're not getting ready for your moment. You're already in it. Every action you take now should be done with the consciousness that it will echo into your future. This isn't rehearsal. This is the real stage. And the spotlight is already on you. When the clock hits its final mark, nothing will go back to the way it was. The speed, the opportunities, the connections, all will begin moving in accelerated flow. And if you've honored this window with focus, silence where it was needed, and action where it was required, you will ride that wave into a completely new reality. The moment the countdown dips into its final stretch, the air will almost hum with urgency. You'll feel as though every glance, every word, every move is part of a larger choreography. And it is. The energy around you will tighten, not in a suffocating way, but in a way that demands precision. No wasted motions, no unnecessary conversations, no drifting thoughts. It's in this condensed window that distractions will try their hardest to sneak in. Old fears, irrelevant obligations, or sudden emergencies from people who haven't been a part of your journey will appear, almost as if to test whether you still recognize what matters most. Don't get pulled in. These final hours are about clarity, not compromise. You may notice that time feels both faster and slower at once. Minutes can feel like seconds, yet small moments can stretch endlessly, as if they are making sure you fully absorb them. That's because these moments are layered. They hold more than just the present. They hold the weight of what's about to come. And here's the truth. The shift is already underway. You might not see the full shape of it yet, but like the first notes of a song that you instantly recognize, you know in your spirit that something has begun. In this awareness, carry yourself differently. Walk into each interaction with the certainty that you're not waiting for your breakthrough. You are moving inside it. When the final second strikes, the changes won't be gradual. The pivot will be sharp. The acceleration will be obvious. And the opportunities that emerge will have one thing in common. They will not wait for you to get ready. That's why these hours matter so much. They are shaping the version of you that will meet what's on the other side. When the final moments of the countdown arrive, it won't just feel like a shift. It will feel like a release. The air around you will seem lighter, yet charged with a density of possibility. You'll sense that unseen doors are swinging open, not because you chased them down, but because you stood ready when it mattered. The atmosphere will respond to you differently. People who once overlooked you will suddenly see your value. Situations that felt locked will begin to move. Even the resistance you faced before will either dissolve or be forced to reposition itself in a way that benefits your path. This is the nature of divine timing. It doesn't ask permission from the obstacles. It moves through them as if they were never there. In these hours, your responsibility will be to move with precision. Every yes must be intentional. Every no must be unwavering. Opportunities will flow, but they are not all meant for you. Some will be distractions dressed as blessings. Others will be genuine keys to doors you've been praying over for years. The difference will be obvious if you remain still enough inside to hear the whisper of guidance before you act. And once the shift is fully engaged, you will notice something else. Acceleration. What would have taken months will now happen in days. What once felt too big to imagine will suddenly feel natural to walk into. This is not because the circumstances became easier, but because you became aligned with a pace that matches the promise. The countdown is not just about arriving at a moment, it's about becoming the person who can hold it without letting it slip away. And now, chosen one, you are standing at that threshold, with the seconds fading and the door widening. Step in without hesitation, because the time you've been waiting for is no longer ahead of you. It's here. Once you cross that threshold, there will be no mistaking it. You'll feel the momentum pull you forward. It won't be a push from behind, but a magnetic draw into what's been prepared ahead. This is when you realize that every delay, every test, and every silent season was not wasted time. It was calibration. People around you may not fully understand what's happening, but they will feel it. Conversations will take on a different tone when you enter the room. The atmosphere will become charged, not because of something you say, but because of who you've become through the refining process. You are no longer waiting for the wave to hit. You are the wave. In this window, alignment is everything. The opportunities that come now are not random. They are tethered to your purpose. That's why discernment will be your greatest asset. The wrong yes can slow your momentum, but the right yes can multiply it instantly. You'll notice that the more precise you are, the faster the results will manifest. There will also be a deep awareness that the clock is still ticking. The 24 hours are not just a gift, they're an assignment. This is when you pour out, decide boldly, and move with unwavering conviction. You will not have to over-explain yourself or convince anyone. The results will speak louder than any words could. And here's the most important truth. This is not a fleeting high. What you build and commit to in this span has the power to alter your trajectory permanently. It's not about chasing speed for its own sake. It's about setting the right foundation while the door is widest. The deeper you step into these 24 hours, the more you'll realize that the pace has shifted. Things that used to take weeks now happen in hours. Doors you once knocked on without response will swing open before you even reach them. This is the unmistakable acceleration that comes when divine timing meets prepared action. In this stage, you must be intentional about where your energy goes. Every conversation, every decision, every move counts. There is no room for idle distractions or emotional detours. You're in a moment that demands precision. Opportunities will appear in forms you didn't expect, and some may seem small at first, but they carry the seed of exponential growth if nurtured. You'll also feel an unshakable confidence rising within you. It's not arrogance, it's clarity. You've been tested enough to know what aligns and what doesn't. And you've been refined enough to recognize that not every good thing is a right thing for you. That awareness will keep you focused when the noise gets louder. As you operate in this heightened state, you'll begin to see patterns. Certain people will come back into your life, not as distractions, but as confirmations of the season you're in. Certain numbers, symbols, or alignments will repeat, reminding you that you are right on schedule. The countdown isn't about pressure, it's about purpose. And every tick of the clock is leading you to the moment where the shift becomes irreversible. And here's what will set you apart. While others may see these hours as fleeting, you will treat them as eternal. Because what you birth in this time frame will ripple far beyond the moment itself. This is not just your 24 hours of power, it's the ignition of a future you've been carrying for years. As the countdown narrows, you'll begin to feel an almost electric pull toward certain actions. Things you've been postponing for months will suddenly feel urgent, not in a panicked way, but with the weight of divine prompting. You will know that if you take those steps now, the timing will align perfectly, and the results will multiply in ways that defy logic. In this final stretch, discernment is everything. You may receive invitations, opportunities, or ideas that glitter on the surface but carry no real depth. This is where your maturity will be tested. You cannot afford to scatter your energy. Every move must serve the bigger vision. Think of yourself as a master builder who refuses to place a single brick unless it strengthens the entire structure. This is also the time when distractions will try their hardest to creep in. People may suddenly challenge you, question you, or attempt to pull you into arguments. That's not coincidence. It's the enemy's attempt to drain your focus just before the shift. You must respond with silence, with grace, pity, and with unwavering commitment to the mission. And when the clock finally strikes on this window of power, it will not feel like an ending. It will feel like ignition. The momentum you create here will carry you for months, even years ahead. You will look back on these hours as the defining point where everything turned, where the pieces locked into place, and where your life began to operate at a completely new frequency. From this point forward, you are no longer waiting for the door to open. You are the one who walks through it, with purpose in your step, vision in your eyes, and the undeniable authority of someone who knows they were made for this moment. As the final moments of this countdown approach, the air around you feels charged, as if the atmosphere itself knows what's about to happen. This is not ordinary anticipation. It's the spiritual equivalent of the seconds before a lightning strike. You can sense it in your body, in your thoughts, in the way even small details seem to arrange themselves without your effort. Everything is sinking into position because heaven's timing never misfires. This is where you must breathe deeply, steady your spirit, and step forward without hesitation. The window you are entering is rare. It's not given to everyone, and it will not stay open forever. But for you, chosen one, it is a divine appointment carved into time itself. Once you step into it, the pace will quicken, doors will fly open, and the resources you once struggled to reach will come looking for you. And when it happens, you won't have to convince anyone that you were chosen for this. The evidence will speak for itself. Your results will be the proof, your transformation will be the testimony, and your elevation will be the signal to every watching eye that what was promised has arrived. From here on, you're not just entering a new chapter. You're stepping into the era that all your preparation, discipline, and faith have been building toward. You are no longer waiting for breakthrough. You are the breakthrough. And in this 24 hours of power, you are about to make heaven's countdown echo through the earth. The shift that is about to unfold will not feel like a gradual sunrise. It will be more like a sudden floodlight turning on in a dark room. One moment, everything appears still, almost unchanged. The next, you are standing in a reality where opportunities, clarity, and favor are so abundant that you'll wonder how you ever walked without them. This is the nature of God's countdown. It doesn't build in visible increments. It prepares in silence and then moves in power. This is why the discipline of holding your position until the appointed second matters so much. Every test of patience, every temptation to speak too soon, every battle to keep moving when nothing seemed to happen, it was training you for this exact release. You will see now why you couldn't rush it, why you had to endure the quiet, why you had to trust the unseen. When this 24 hours of power begins to move, you will notice that what once resisted you will now respond to you. Conversations will turn in your favor. Closed rooms will send for you, and resources that were blocked will suddenly become accessible. It's not coincidence, it's the appointed time. And when you step into it, remember this: the countdown was never just about your victory. It was about aligning the right people, places, and provisions to make your impact undeniable. From here on, every step will echo louder, every word will carry weight, and every move will multiply your influence in ways you never imagined. This is why your preparation was never wasted time. It was investment. Every lesson, every sacrifice, every quiet night where you kept believing even when no sign appeared has compounded into this exact season. You're no longer carrying just potential, you're carrying activation. And activation changes everything. In these 24 hours of power, you'll find that the resistance you faced wasn't meant to stop you, it was meant to sharpen you. The same doors that refused to open before will now swing wide, and you won't just walk through them. You'll walk in with the authority of someone who knows they were sent. That shift will be felt by everyone in the room, whether they acknowledge it or not. But here's the deeper truth. This isn't simply about you winning. It's about you being placed where your influence becomes a catalyst for others. Your alignment will inspire alignment in those watching. Your breakthrough will signal to them that theirs is possible too. The countdown was never a solitary event. It was a chain reaction waiting to ignite. And as this window unfolds, remember to move with both urgency and precision. Opportunities will come quickly, but discernment will ensure you choose the ones that multiply, not just the ones that excite. Because in this hour, every decision you make has the power to set the tone for years ahead. So when the clock strikes and the final second of this countdown fades, you won't just be stepping into a moment. You'll be stepping into the proof that you were always meant for this. And from that point forward, every move you make will not only confirm your calling, but multiply your impact, echoing far beyond this single day into the legacy you're building.